Cubby blue blood flowing through our veins. Sitting in the bleachers in the rain. We've shed a million tears and drank as many old style beers out at the game. Let's go Cubby, sonranto.
With Michael.
Sonranto.
And Crawley.
Sonranto and the lovable loser. Sonranto.
With Michael.
Sonranto.
And Crawley.
Sonranto and the lovable losers. Sonranto.
Sonranto. Now that's how you do it, like a sumo wrestler.
That's good.
Welcome to the Sonranto Show. I'm Danny Rocket. I'm here with Crawley. You heard him in the theme song. He's here now. And Michael Cotton is not here because he's in Iceland watching an eclipse. But he did send in a few videos because this is an all male sack, spelled M-A-L-E, and it show, and also a all bitch clock show. So we'll be taking your questions in the chat. We'll be taking your Cubs fan grievances in the chat, and we'll be adding them to the wheel of grievances. We'll give it a spin, and when we get to the wheel of grievances spinning, I will also drop the link to this show in the chat, and you can actually have an opportunity to come on and spin and take your turn at the bitch clock. So first of all, Crawley, how you doing?
I kind of sat there and I'm like, are people really bitching? Because the Cubs have been doing pretty good, but I forgot what show I was on. So now I remember, but
plenty to bitch about.
It's been things are going good, man. And watching the Cubs kind of hopefully sneak up on the Brewers, and Brewers got a tall task. I think when the Cubs swept them, you looked at who the Cubs faced pitching wise and who they missed. I mean, I'm not saying that that's still a really damn good team in LA, but I'm really curious to see how this goes with the Brewers. I think that it's going to be I'm hoping that, we've talked about how the Brewers somehow got the devil magic from the Cardinals, and just like they don't lose, everyone disappears and they still keep rolling. Sooner or later in baseball, I mean, eventually things have to kind of return to a mean somehow. You can't keep playing like 700 ball all season long. So I'm curious to see how the Brewers do. I think this weekend against a Cardinals team that's struggling and the Brewers going up against the Dodgers, I'm very curious as to when we wake up on Monday, what the NL Central is going to look like.
I mean, we could be in first place by that point. I mean, did the Brewers play today? I did not look.
They played tonight.
They played
Dodgers.
tonight. So I would say that they played a night against the corn game.
It's West Coast, so I think it's late. It's pretty late. Like it's a 9 o'clock start, and the corn game starts in like 20-30 minutes. So I think they're going to just try to kind of be like at the end of it,
Gotcha. So hashtag chance in the chat. I did not mention that. If you want to win the Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. And also you're back to school for the first time this week. I know. So you said you're dragging ass a little bit, but it's got to feel good. Everybody, all the kids know that you're a big Cub fan. They got to be saying, "Hey, Mr. Gene, Mr. Crawley, whatever they call you, like Cubbies look pretty good, huh?"
Yeah, there's always a little bit of Cub talk from staff and students, but like you said, it's like I am a night owl. I love being up late at night, and I'm not a big fan of waking up early. So it's kind of like that adjustment period that kind of comes by it. But I'm nervous about next week because I'm going to 2 Cubs Sox game. I'm going Monday and Tuesday, and I'm like, oh, Jesus, this is going to be – and it's still – because we're in August, it's not the 6:40 starts. Like those 6:40 starts, I can get home at 10:30 and get some decent shut-eye. But now you're talking about the 7:05 starts, and it doesn't seem like it's a huge difference. But getting home and driving back from the burbs, it can it's a little bit brutal. And I think I'm going to try to get in on Sunday. I'm going to see if I could sneak in Sunday, and then go Monday, Tuesday, and so that'll be a lot of fun. Obviously, Cubs Sox.
Those games are crazy too. Sometimes,
right?
They can go back and forth and take a lot longer than your regular ball game.
Right. And there's a lot of intensity. And then like all of a sudden, like I'm like, if the Cubs lose, then I'm kind of pissed off about it. And then I don't get to sleep right away. I'm kind of grinding my teeth at night and stuff. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, this is going to be an interesting weekend. And like I said, I'm looking forward to Monday.
Well, the White Sox did make the wheel of grievances, so we'll have a chance to bitch about them later. I thought we'd get into the mail sack first, and mail spelled M-A-L-E. But first, I want to thank our sponsors, Penguin Imprints, the amazing work that Tom Garcia does there. Also, In the Clutch shirts and Billy DeVore. Even though he's a Reds fan, we love him, and In the Clutch shirts, they do a lot of great work for us. Matt Cameron's Permanent Paintings and Permanent Vacation Tattoo. If you need a tattoo, you should go there, get one in Missouri, in St. Charles, Missouri. Matt does an incredible job. I'm inked by Matt. There's my mom tattoo right there. Tight job. And also, last but not least, Fanarchy, the baseball fan app for baseball fans only. There's no other bullshit that you're seeing coming through your feed. It's just baseball game talk and celebrations and crying like today when we almost got no hit by Cade Cavalli. I did enjoy when Cavalli and Savali were both in the game at the same time. That was sort of exciting to me.
It brings you back to the old Harry Carey days when they had Sandberg and Sanderson and Sundberg, and Harry would get all confused and stuff. But that's kind of where my head was kind of going with that. But I mean, Wheelo was talking some shit today in the group chat, but I said, man, sometimes you got to tip your hat. Cavalli came out and this guy was just, I just looked and I said, oh God. And when that happens, sometimes, you say, okay, maybe it's going to die down, or maybe he's going to throw too many pitches. He just was he had a night, man. He had a hell of a game. That was incredible.
Yeah, and the Cubs didn't seem to have too much of a great game plan against them at all. So they looked pretty foolish today, which, it happens from time to time, but it just sucks when you had a chance at a sweep and to keep gaining ground on the Brewers, and you did.
What I keep telling people, again, with baseball, and the saying happens, momentum is as good as the next day pitcher. This guy was on fire. He made them look bad. The Cubs offense has been looking really, really good. He made a really good offense look foolish. And the kid was on fire today, man. And you just tip your hat. You think it wasn't the same exactly as the Kerry Wood 20K game, but go back and take a look at who the Astros had on that team and how good they were and how foolish Kerry Wood made them look. Those were Hall of Famers. Those were very, very, very good players, very good hitters in that Kerry Wood 20K game. Sometimes it's your day at the ballpark. And for Cade Cavalli, that was just an incredible performance. And don't forget too that Washington has a really good hitting team. They are a really good offense, and they got some hitters there. I haven't talked to our buddy Johnny Anapia since he got married. Maybe now that's what happens. He gets married and he falls off the face of the earth.
He's in Bermuda. That's why he's not here right now.
But I will tell you, that was, they got talent and they have been bad ever since they won the World Series. But I got a feeling that that's a team that's going to be turning the corner soon.
Even in the games that they lost,
yeah.
the Cubs scored a bunch of runs, but so did the Nationals. They scored 6 in each of the losses. And then they scored 7 today. So that's a lot of runs.
And they didn't have James Woods, who's one of their best hitters.
Hurt,
so
yeah.
You're looking at a team like very similar. If we're going to talk about the White Sox later, this is a team that all of a sudden you see that they had a lot of losing, but it looks like they're starting to turn a corner.
Yeah, no. And the Nationals kind of did after they won the World Series what I sort of wish the Cubs did, which although they've taken a long time to rebuild it, but they just blew it up right away. Said that we won. Now we're going to move on, and then we'll win again the next time we get a bunch of guys together that we can do it with.
But think about that, though. The Cubs you got to remember, we're a young team, dude. To blow up a young team like that, we didn't know how some of the things were going to play out. But that was a young team that you were thinking to yourself, okay, you got bias. You got, you multiple things. And they made the NLCS the next year, and it didn't happen for whatever reason. Those windows closed quickly, but they had a young core that they believed in. And Schwarber was a young kid. Baez was a young kid. Bryant was a young kid. It's just wild to see that it just whatever. But, I think that the Cubs, if you take a look at where they've been the last 3-4 years and how much improvement they've made season by season, and how about Alex Bregman? I mean, what a series for him.
Yeah, 3 dogs yesterday. Everybody kind of got into the act with the homer the last 2 days. Today, not so much. They only had 1 hit. It was a little bloop single for Michael Busch. They almost got no hit. Like, it was this close. If Ian Happ is playing left field for the Nationals, Cubs get no hit today.
The other thing you think about is how thankful do you think the Washington's manager is that, whew, okay, they got the hit. I can pull my guy out. It's not a big deal anymore. It's fun. When you got that no hitter going, do you pull him at 110? Do you pull him at 120? What's the magic number? And I don't know if he would have needed to go that high. He was mowing the Cubs down pretty good, but it took that off the table.
I was kind of surprised that they didn't get him out of there once the hit happened, because they left him in, and then he pumped his fist like he actually did something after pitching 8. Like he just pitched a perfect game is how he was acting. And it was actually embarrassing for him, because I'm like, dude, you didn't do shit. Like, that wasn't even a complete game. You pitched a good game. People were like, it's a masterpiece. It's a Rembrandt. It's like, bro, it's like maybe in today's game, but I guarantee you Fergie Jenkins was unimpressed watching the game.
I think that's what you're talking about, today's game. I think he just had a monster game. And I don't follow the Nationals as close as maybe other people do, but I can't imagine him pitching a much better game than what we saw today.
Yeah.
Like I said, that he was one Michael Busch flare away from a no-hitter.
Yeah, and the Nationals have had quite a few no-hitters, they were saying on their broadcast, like in their young existence as a team. So why don't we get into some of these mail sack questions? Mail, of course, spelled M-A-L-E. So get your mail sack ready. I did make a little drop for it because, AI exists, and why the hell not?
Let me see your mail sack.
It looked kind of like Gina Davis from A League of Their Own. Is that what you were going for?
I wasn't going for anything. I just said, have a woman wearing a baseball uniform say, let me see your mail sack. So, yeah.
That's some freaky shit, man. That AI stuff creeps me out. I'm sorry.
It is. No, it's fucked up. But I'm going to use it because I hate rivers and I want to see them all dried up. Not a river fan. Okay, here's my first question. It was just the first one. This is from David Lowry. He had a bunch of questions on the Sonranto Ranters Facebook page. If you're still on Facebook, join the Ranters page. But he says, and we don't have to give all 5. This will take some time, but maybe some memorable ones. What are your top 5 songs played during Cubs games by the Wrigley Organists? That's, of course, our friends John Benedict and Josh Langoff.
I like it, Danny, when all of a sudden it's there's two strikes on a Cubs pitcher and they barely foul it off, and John Benedict plays Alive by Pearl Jam. That's always a classic. I would say that sometimes when the other team is challenging a call and it's the Cubs' way, like the umpire called it towards the Cubs and the other team's challenging, he'll play Let It Be. Is another good one.
A good one. Yeah. I enjoy when a fan makes a good catch on a ball and Benedict goes den-a-net, den-a-net, like
the old ESPN.
Yeah, like he's on Sports Center. Yeah.
And they got I think Josh plays whenever there's a meeting at the mound. They both, I think Josh and John have their own things that they play when Tommy Hotovy comes out. But I think Josh plays The Room Where It Happened. Yeah. And then Johnny plays Hot Stuff by Donna Summers when Tommy Hotovy Hot comes out.
Yeah.
So
there's
some classic ones.
John likes the name puns. Sometimes I'm sitting in the crowd and I'll think of a good one and I'll text it to him. And it's usually something he cannot do, unfortunately. And I can't think of an example right now, but it's usually something to troll the other team. I think it was Josh that played Boney M's Rah Rah Rasputin. You know that one?
That sounds like
a Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. I was like, dude. And I texted him. I was like, dude, thank you so much. Because I love that song. I have an obvious shirt that says Rah Rah Rasputin given to me by my Irish friend Alan. So.
Now I just know that Josh kind of does the deep obscure cuts that sometimes you're not always going to catch. And you're like, where's this coming from? So and he'll do that.
My all-time favorite was, and you'll remember this, is during COVID that they gave an organ concert, and John Benedict went out and gave an organ concert, and everybody kind of gathered on Waveland and was listening to it. And you and I did a show. And you were at home because we had a social distance. And I went down to the ballpark and I had some microphones out. And we kind of talked through the whole thing and listened to the concert. And he closed that day with What a Wonderful World. And he still plays that one. And it still makes me think of that moment and how kind of stressed out we all were and how it was like a sad time to be alive. Little did we know that it would get so much worse. But but it still brings a tear to my eye, that moment. And I thought it was just a beautiful moment. So that's always going to be a favorite of mine.
Yeah, I was in Wisconsin and you were on Waveland and we were doing it. And it was, it was for the whole neighborhood. Like, it was just like, let's just get this done. Let people just kind of enjoy and relax and you forget about how much, and that's the thing with the strike coming up that just has me nervous. It's like, Danny, I know for guys like me and you know what I mean? It's not like, I know some people right now that like are dividing their time where they're like watching Bears training camp. To me, football season really, it's always baseball season in my head, but I don't even really pay attention to what's going on in football until the Cubs are out of it. Then I'll be like, oh, okay, now what's going on? Flip, not something, but I don't get into it like I do with baseball. So it's like, that's the thing, when we didn't have baseball for that time and we had, we were just kind of trying to figure out what the hell was going on in the world. It's tough when you think about the possibility that I feel like baseball has done so much to improve the product over the past few years. I'm just really worried all the goodwill is going to get wiped out. And then you think about, what saved baseball was the McGuire Sosa, chase, what would be something that would save baseball again. And I don't know, like, I don't see any, like, that was a record that was obtainable, that 61, the Roger Maris record, whereas I think about it, what would be something that would get everybody super excited, super back into the game? I mean, I don't even know if there's any records or anything that could happen that could change it other than Manfred saying steroids are legal again. And we can watch 500.
Let's do it. Bases loaded and extras. I don't know. I'm just throwing shit at the wall. Next question. I can answer this. Because I just got the answer to this. Are we doing a Dan Nielsen game in September at Wrigley Field? We are not. Unfortunately, Roger Nielsen has faced some tough health issues right now. And so he's got some doctor's appointments that week. So it's just going to be hard for them to like make it out. But what we are going to do is when the Cubs are going to go play in Cincinnati on the 19th, they're there that weekend. We're throwing like a little ranter meetup at Binsky's Bar. And that is actually Dan's birthday. I think his birthday is actually the 20th. So, and we're meeting on the 19th. So we'll probably still be together on the 20th, and knowing us. So we will definitely raise a glass to our friend Dan Nielsen there. So if you want to come out and hang out with us in Cincinnati, I will, actually, let me share a link to that in the chat right now. There's a Partiful invite, and then you'll all know about it, and everybody's invited. So we'll all hang out.
We always memorialize Dan at the at Cubs caroling, which I know is another question people had. And then for me, you talk about that John Benedict, What a Wonderful World. I always think of Dan when I hear the song Tonight by Smashing Pumpkins. Dan texted me at about I think a week before he passed. And he was like, he saw on social media, I was at the concert of Smashing Pumpkins, Jane Addiction at the United Center. And we met up, and I remember the World Series was going on because him and I were watching it up, on the TVs out, around there. And what was his name? Billy Corgan, big Cub fan, and James Eha played an acoustic version of Tonight. And it was really awesome, and there's this line in the song that says, and the embers never fade in your city by the lake, the place where you were born. And I don't know why that one, every time I get that, I get a little teared up thinking about Dan Nielsen, but I'm glad that you guys are going to be able to see his family and keep that going, because I know how much it means to his family.
Yeah, and and plus it's just like, he was taken from us so young. So and Bill Sugas is here in the chat saying my caroling with Dan was my favorite one. And Dan was always good for the hilarious songs that he would submit to the carols, and just random songs that he would just send me about, like Tom Ricketts' hairdo or something. Like, he lived under the regime of Pete Ricketts, so he hated Pete Ricketts too. Everything Pete Ricketts did in Nebraska, Dan was texting me. Is like, can you believe this thumb-looking motherfucker? I hate this guy. You know, he does. He looks like a thumb.
Yeah, he and one time during caroling, he came with a friend of his, and I thought it was his wife, and and they totally just rolled with it. They just let me go with it like the entire night.
Yeah,
So,
yeah. No, it's Dan was a character, and it just goes to show you die young because people will memorialize you and care that you died. If I'm like 85 years old and die, nobody remembered anything I did, and all my friends are dead, and then nobody gives a shit. But if you go young, you get to live forever. I do not take that advice. It's terrible advice.
Man.
So speaking of Cubs caroling, when we are going to get together because we are alive still, we're thinking December 5th. Or December 19th? Is that what we said? Yeah. Not the 12th, because that's T-Box. So I just need to cross a couple T's and dot a couple I's, and I'll let you know. Next question. This also from, actually, let's skip to a different person's question. That is, what the heck are they building in Gallagher Way now? Crawley, what are they building?
I mean, I saw Trent's pictures. I have no idea what is going on. I guess at this point, though, I just say I trust the Cubs with what Gallagher Way is. I remember years ago in CubsCon, they've scratched it now. They've pretty much scratched everything they used to do at CubsCon, but they used to have an awesome business ops session that Crane Kenny would run. And I remember years ago, before the reconstruction, the 1060 project at Wrigley, they used to have these artist renderings of what it would look like. And I was like, if you remember, it was a car wash, and it was the players' parking lot, and it was just like this kind of little shit area. I'm like, you're telling me you're gonna have a triangular building and people playing catch and fountains and all? I'm like, what are you smoking, man? Get out of here. I think everything's even. I'll admit, I bitched when they moved the statues into Statue Row. I was like, no, you can't move the statues. They need to be where I saw them originally dedicated. I don't know what they're going to do. All I can tell you is I love what they did with the championship gate, the arch. I love what they've done with the statues. I took my nephew to his first night game a couple weeks ago against the Dodgers. And, just we were playing. I got him down there at like 1 o'clock for like a 7 o'clock game just to absorb everything. And we were just playing catch out there, and there was nobody there. And it was just a lot of fun. So I just trust whatever the Cubs do in general. They haven't screwed that up at all. Gallagher Way, I think it's a phenomenal addition to the neighborhood. We had fun when you and I went out at the start of the season to play when we were just out there just having beers before they let us in to hit off the pitching machine. The things that they have, whether it's the wiggle worms, whether it's folk music, whether it's concerts. In the playoffs last year, they had a DJ that was freaking crazy. I didn't know who the guy was. I'm kind of out of the loop, as the kids say, but that was
Bleacher Bum Band has played Gallagher Way. They had a music festival. When the Bananas played there, they have a banana band that's really fun, and they played out there. They have music before the games. Oftentimes, certain cover bands are out there playing, and so it definitely is. It's probably my favorite addition to it. I never really had a problem with anything. In fact, the only thing I have a problem with is all the ad signage. It's just slapping ads all the thing. I think that cheapens it a little bit, but if you look at the old baseball parks, like there's just ads everywhere for Winston and Camels and, Mama's Little Helper pills and like all the stuff they used to sell back then. But no, they have done a nice job and we're paying for it. Frankly, like the ticket prices are higher, it's not a dump. So like people don't pay dump prices now anymore. It's like, so, all right, next question. And
Tom Cooper has one in the chat.
Oh yeah. Yeah. When will we find out? This was actually one of the questions. When will we find out if there will be a Cubs convention in 2027? I think it's already canceled, right?
It's basically on life support. It's not officially canceled, but the chances of it happening are slim to none. And Slim's about leaving the building. He's paying the check. There's just no way with the amount of coordination it takes to get flights, to get hotel rooms, to do all this stuff. Everything is pretty much done, should be set by the end of October. Okay.
Yeah. They're
And
already
then
selling tickets right now. They're already advertising it on the broadcast usually.
right. And so November, December is when they kind of that's when they start getting all the printed stuff in and all that stuff. But, if you remember the last CBA, the lockout started, I want to say December 1st, somewhere first week of December. And so if you're telling me that that's going to happen, I just don't see how they have a Cubs con. But Tom, I would definitely say that the hope is with all the players probably needing to get some cash. I think it's going to be a good thing if you're an autograph memorabilia guy like I am or other people are. A lot of the shows, the Chicago Sports Spectacular in November, which it would be before the strike. I think that's going to be absolutely insane. And then a lot of these guys are probably just, try to make some cash. They'll be doing a lot of shows probably in the springtime if there's no baseball.
Yeah, it's a shame. I mean, I say we get together anyway, just because we're getting together for Ranter or for the Ranter caroling, but we should probably do something in January if we're around. I want to point out some of the chat here. First of all, Rogue Wave Creative is here. Says, yo. I don't think there's supposed to be a question mark there. Yo, like hello.
Yo.
Hope all is well. Hope all is well with you too. I know that Lawrence was experiencing some health issues, so hopefully he's doing okay. And Everett Tosher's here saying, good evening, Danny and Crawley, and also #chance in the chat, as is Tom Cooper saying #chance in the chat. Robert Sanchez said #chance. Artie Boucher, I know he's interested in doing some bitch clock later. And Bill Shukas is here also saying #chance. So if you want to win the Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom and this beautiful looking parted in the middle hairstyle that they used to employ back then, now is the time to get in. All right, a couple more questions and then maybe we should do our first bitch clock. How about this one? Oh, I think I could take this one. This was, will Pedro Martinez make the playoff roster? And the answer is absolutely not, because there's nobody on the Cubs named Pedro Martinez. His name's Pedro Ramirez. But if to answer the question about Ramirez, I would say, how do you not? I know he's a rookie. I know he's untested. I know he's unproven, but he's hasn't done anything to not make the playoff roster.
He's answered the bell, and I know Craig Counsell probably doesn't have a reputation of really liking to play the youngsters over a veteran. I think that's usually most managers, but I think Joe Madden was an anomaly when it came to that. But I do believe that, he's a guy that can hit from both sides of the plate. He can play multiple infield spots. He's a fast runner. So I don't see how he doesn't make the playoff roster at all.
And here's another question. And this is, do you think it would be a bad idea if PCA grew a mustache?
What do they say? When you are on a heater, you don't disrupt it. Now, if he starts really slumping, I know he's had a couple rough games. Okay, it's something you think about. But right now, remember the no sleeves thing, how everyone was just like, ever since he had no sleeves, people get nuts about that. Ever since Cookie Monster sang the stretch, all the little things that you get there.
Rally crack. Remember the rally crack?
Rally crack.
10 game winning streak after a rally crack.
But I would say more than anything, I look at it as I just went, my daughter is going to be going to DePaul, and she's August 30th. She's moving in to DePaul. And I went to orientation with her the other day, in DePaul. And all of these young kids nowadays, it's a big thing to have that mustache that looks like a little caterpillar, kind of looks like a 70s porn stash. So
I got one here of this does not look like PCA. AI did this as well, but it does not really look like PCA. It kind of looks like PCA, but they gave him a Raleigh Fingers mustache. I think I'd be okay with one of those instead of the caterpillar. I don't know if he's capable of one of anything.
Yeah, I would say not a good look for Pete. I like how if anything, I'd go back to this blue stars in the head.
Yeah, and that was inspiring. I saw a lot of little kids doing the blue stars in their head. I'm sure a lot of grandparents weren't too happy about that. You're like, why'd you do to your beautiful hair?
I think though, Myrtle Beach, I don't think they've had it just yet, but they have a PCA bobblehead with the blue stars in the head. So it's pretty cool one.
Oh, it is cool. Did he play at Myrtle Beach ever?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What, at a rehab? I mean, he was already pretty high up in the Mets.
No, he wasn't. He came in low A. He didn't spend a long time there. He was in low A. And then he went to South Bend.
South Bend, yeah. I know he played at South Bend.
But he started in Myrtle Beach first, and then he went to South Bend. And then I saw him in South Bend for the playoff series, for the championship series that they won. They lost the game I went to, but then they won the next 2 on the road. So that was great.
So we'll do some more questions, but at first I think we should do some bitch clocking. We should do a little bitch clocking because Michael Cotton, all the way from Iceland. This is an international show, Crawley. We've done many shows where we're all over the world. And Michael Cotton said, hey, if you want to spin the bitch clock wheel, I will, I'll knock a couple out for you. So I figure I'd give one, and then we'll just to kind of whet your appetite. And then we'll take a little commercial break, and we'll come back and we'll do some bitch clock. I will drop the link to this show in the chat if you want to come on and spin the bitch clock wheel and get out some of your grievance energy. But I put this one in today because I've been thinking about it for a while. I listened to a lot of games on the radio. And there's this commercial. There's all these commercials that they always play. And one of the new ones that's from this year, I don't think they played this one last year, is for Berna Less Lethal. Have you heard this commercial?
With the wild cougar, the cat, or whatever the hell that was?
Yeah, so I put into the bitch clock wheel of grievances that a mountain lion attacks, but you don't have a Berna. So, and sure enough, the first one I spin and get it for Michael Cotton is that topic, which is mountain lion attacks him and he has no Berna, less lethal. And he knew exactly what I was talking about. So anyway, it's a crazy. It's like, wow, like that.
Can I ask though, like you got to think about it, right? So like from a marketing standpoint, Danny, I know you do a lot of stuff with advertising. Like you have to say, okay, what's my target art-audience? Is the Cubs radio target audience really needing the less than lethal, stun guns? I'm trying to figure out if that's a big market here.
Well, yes, but not for a mountain lion. You know what I mean? Like it's not, that's not even what they mean. They're like, Berna Less Lethal. You use it on mountain lions. Yeah, that's it. That's the ticket. A mountain lion. You know what I mean? So anyway, let's hear Michael's mountain lion bitching. And then we'll come back briefly and then take a break.
Hey, Ricketts. You know as well as everyone else, there are no mountain lions in Chicago. So why don't I just give you the ad that you should be running? Hey, everybody, go buy Berna. That way you can shoot poor people. We call them mountain lions so that the poor people don't know that we're talking about them, but that's who we want to shoot. So get Berna. It'll burn their eyes, burn their skin, burn all sorts of stuff, but it won't kill them. So you'll be just fine. Rich people, we rule.
All right.
That could sell some Bernas, like zap the poor. I mean, hey, you hear that the ice is getting freaking zap gloves or something, like just to like bring us closer to, I don't know, Third Reichness. If you
Did you see Mr. Fourth Row? Mr. Fourth Row just put in Schwarber leads off the Field of Dream games with a home run in the corn. I mean, is there any guy he is getting to the point, and I'm not comparing him to Babe Ruth and the 714 and all that stuff. But if you talk about just like the legend of Kyle Schwarber,
he is,
like there's
man.
Like you and I one day are going to be at some old age home and we're going to be talking about these Kyle Schwarber stories. Half of them will be true. Half of them will be exaggerated, but he is just a guy that just like, it's just unreal. Like of how sometimes he just kind of gets there in the moment, like Field of Dreams, first at bat, and the guy puts one in the corner.
No moment has been too big for Kyle Schwarber so far. It comes back in, 2016 World Series, doesn't play all year, injured, blows out his knee, comes back, freaking rakes, bats 500. Like I don't know, it's not 500, but 400 something. It was a lot.
We were there when he hit the one on the scoreboard home run.
Yeah.
I mean,
against the Cardinals, it couldn't have happened to a better team.
Now, I don't know if you saw this, but Lovable Reunion Podcast is rebranding. They are back. They have rebranded. It's not the Lovable Reunion Podcast anymore, and it's not 2016 stuff anymore, which I'm disappointed because they never had a Miggy episode. They never had a Kyle Hendricks episode. Like, I'm like, wait, you left some meat on that bone, man. Like, how did you not, there's still guys I wanted to hear from. And so a little disappointed in that. I mean, like Davey Martinez, I'd like to have heard from Davey Martinez. There are guys that I felt like it wasn't completely done or that they could have done more, but now they're just doing like a general podcast about that. But to me, when I heard the Lovable Reunion, out of all the episodes, I think that like you could put a tie for me, like Theo and Joe's episode, like 2 separate episodes. But I thought the Theo Epstein episode and the Joe Madden episode, out of this world. But when you talk about players, I thought the Kyle Schwarber one was ridiculously good. And to hear kind of some of his stories and stuff like that. And when Lester was retiring, they made like this montage video and they were playing Sarah McLachlan, I Will Remember You. And on the video, it's all the errors that Kyle Schwarber made while Lester was pitching in the outfield. And it was narrated by like Kyle Schwarber. And it's just like Schwarber, all the balls clinking off his glove, and you see Lester swearing. And it wasn't even all Schwarber errors, but they would show like a Schwarber error, and then it would go clip back to John Lester swearing. And how he dropped the F-bombs, and his face would get all red and shit like that. So it was just a funny episode. If you haven't had a chance to give it a shot, give it a listen.
I'm kind of waiting for the off season to sort of binge listen to that one, because there's just so much going on right now with the season. And I'm just like, I don't have the brain space to reminisce right now, even though it's a reminiscing sort of 10 years ago year. So, but I have listened to a few episodes, and it really, we're lucky as Cub fans to have so much material. And especially like who on let's say the 2026 team wins the World Series. Who on this team is giving us the 10-year anniversary podcast? Do they even have those guys? Like,
I think it's Nico and Swanson. That would be the podcast. Come on. I think Nico's good. If you listen to Nico on The Score, I think Nico's interesting. He gives you a lot of it. As far as
Ian Happ already has a podcast. Ian Happ has had a podcast for like 6 years, and Rizzo, his first podcast is, way more popular, way better than Happ's podcast ever will be, which is also kind of.
And not only that, how valuable was it for Marquee? It's like their number one non-baseball related programming. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's not a huge stretch to say that, but it really has jumped their numbers up at Marquee.
They needed a hit.
They needed one.
They needed one. Come on, give me something, boys. The
St. Rita's girls volleyball wasn't pulling in the numbers.
Exactly. Let's one more showing of this old Cub ought to do it. So, anyway, we do have to take a break because it's that time. We have sponsors and we got to pay the bills here. And then we'll come back and spin the wheel of grievances. We'll do the bitch clock. I shared the link in the chat. I shared it on the Facebook post about the wheel of grievances. I will also share it on Twitter right now. But it is being rejected by the Sonranto YouTube page for whatever reason. But it's being shared on my YouTube page, and it's also being shared on the Bleacher Bunch YouTube page and on the Discord. So click the link there if you'd like to come on and bitch. I know Artie Boucher said he might want to, but he's probably is at work right now, so I don't know how he's going to do that. But anyway, I will share that on Twitter right now. We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back with 2 shakes of a lamb's tail. So here's a commercial for all the people who support us. We'll be right back.
The Bleacher Bunch brings you great shows like Sonranto, Cubs PS Plus, Bricks Behind the Ivy, Cup of Cubby Blue, and Baseball Rabbit Hole. But you could be getting so much more when you subscribe to our Patreon page for as little as $1 a month at patreon.com/BleacherBunch. Get access to our exclusive daily show Cubs Pod, where we recap every single game. Plus, be the first to hear Cubs music, get early access to events, and receive an invitation to join our Discord Cubs community, where fans just like you show up every day to rant and rave about our beloved boys in blue. Most importantly, 10% of your Patreon pledge will go directly to help the Lost Boys Youth Baseball program. So join us. There are perks at every level, like the Renter calendar, absolutely free, and name recognition for you or your business. We are independent Cubs podcasters, and we need your support. Otherwise, we'll quit. Seriously, we'll all quit. Some of us might even die from your lack of support. In fact, the cutest little puppy you've ever seen will die if you don't support the Bleacher Bunch at patreon.com/bleacherbunch. We promise to spend all the Patreon money on tickets and beer and all the dog crap we have to buy just to keep our podcast rolling. So give us your money, and we'll waste it far better than you will. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch. Free trials are available, but don't do a free trial. Just join, okay? Okay. Patreon.com/bleacherbunch.
In the clutch, in the clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Take it from the Bleacher Bunch. You'll love the shirts from In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts are comfortable, stylish, and guaranteed to get you laid. Plus, they're proud sponsors of the Bleacher Bunch. Use promo code BleacherBunch for 10% off your purchase.
Nice to feel and soft to touch. That's why you will get laid so much. Wearing a shirt from In the Clutch. And you can thank the Bleacher Bunch. In the Clutch, in the Clutch. Buy t-shirts from In the Clutch. Remember the code Bleacher Bunch. Save 10% at In the Clutch. In the Clutch. In the Clutch.
In the Clutch shirts actually not really guaranteed to get you laid.
Hey there, as you can see, I'm a talking penguin. No, I'm not like the Batman kind of penguin or Rod Say or that dumb fuck Happy Feet. No, I'm the spokes penguin for Penguin Imprints, who makes awesome imprinted items with original designs. And they do custom stuff too. Well, check this out. And this. How do you like this, Chicago? And I love this one. And this might sound a little weird coming from a penguin, but fuck ice indeed. Penguin Imprints also makes custom t-shirts and stickers for your event or organization. And because they're sponsors, listeners of the Bleacher Bunch Network can get 20% off any order at penguinimprints.com with the code BleacherBunch. Okay, that's enough about Penguin Imprints. Now I gotta go find that little bitch Happy Feet and put his smirking pink on the other side of his head. I hate that fucker. But man, do I love Penguin Imprints.
And we are back. Hashtag chance in the chat if you would like to win a Frank Chance postcard sent to you by me with a message of love and doom. And we have so many grievances here, which is shocking. You know, they have built up throughout the year. I did remove a few. We could probably remove a few other ones, but I'll go through real quick some of the new ones. Okay, I won't do all of them, but the first one that just came in on the sonranto Ranters Facebook page, which is Craig counsels hemorrhoids due to his sitting on his fat ass while his starters get shelled and then deciding to get his relievers in after the game is out of hand. I can't believe that fit on one slide. We also have White Sox fans enjoying the season. Da Pope. How do you bitch about that guy, the Chicago Pope? Losing the Gaussman trade. We lost the Gaussman trade today. That relates to the first grievance. The bleacher bathrooms being too far away. They are kind of far away. I think about that sometimes.
I struggle with that one.
The key is to go down into the left field corner.
That's what I do.
Yeah. Right field. Yeah. Wrigley's food. You don't have to eat their food. Bring your own food. This game, referring to today's game, bad trade deadline acquisitions. Curious to know your thoughts on that either way. The Cubs being in second place behind the Brewers. Crawley, you made the list. Sorry, but you did.
Go ahead.
Carrie Bronner-Meyer made sure you were on the list. I think it was a joke because I think she actually does love you. Let's see. Oh, the organist playing Careless Whisper for the Cubs. They think it should only be for the opposing teams during a mom visit. I should specify. I didn't put it all on there. MLB blackout.
Wait. You didn't put it all on there, but the other thing you got all on there?
Well, I copied and pasted the other thing. This one Cubs
right.
during mound visits. Okay.
There you go.
Happy
All right.
now?
Yes.
Okay. MLB blackouts. We can all bitch about that. And I saw somebody put up a billboard in Iowa that all the Rob Manfred and all the brass, as they drive to Diarrheasville to go see the corn game, they've all got to look at a big billboard that says "End MLB blackouts in Iowa," because they're blacked out of everything. They're blacked out of the Twins. They're blacked out of everybody.
That was always a big deal. Again, I was talking about the business ops at CubsCon. That was always a big deal because you had the Iowa Cub fans, and they would literally watch these kids come through Iowa, and then they couldn't watch them when they made it to the big leagues because they were blacked out.
We have a guest here ready to spin the bitch clock wheel.
Here we go.
Grievances. So let's bring him on. Welcome to the show, Mahoney.
Gentlemen,
How you
pleasure.
doing?
I couldn't be better to be in my garage right now. My wife started vacuuming like one of the carpet cleaner things, and this popped up on the feed, and I'm like, I got to spin a wheel.
You got to
Let
spin
me
it.
quiet it down and be with some like-minded folks.
You do. And we've got plenty on the wheel of grievances, all garnered from Cubs fans all over Twitter and Facebook and all the things that they're angry about. And we're gonna give you a chance to spin the wheel right now. But first, I want you to introduce yourself to everybody. You're from the Monday Morning Podcast.
I am on the Monday Morning. Correct. I am on the Monday Morning Cubs Show podcast with Carl's Beef. So, Carl, everybody kind of, knows Carl one way or the other. And it's been an awesome experience. We're 3 seasons in, having fun doing it and doing all that. But the best part is the community between not only just like the Monday Morning Maniacs, but the content creators around, the Cubs. I mean, it's a very, very welcoming atmosphere. So happy to be a part of it. And Danny, happy to hop on and spin a wheel for you.
Awesome. Well, let's spin this sucker, shall we? I'm gonna let's see.
Am I clicking or am I viewing a screen here?
Can you see the wheel of grievances right now?
I in fact do. Confirmed.
Actually, let's go back so we can just see everybody while we spin the wheel here. Let's get this on there. All right, there we go. That nice and big so everybody can see it. I'm going to spin this wheel of Cubs.
Am I clicking?
Well,
no, you're just he'll click it for you.
Yeah, you. But what you can do is just say go, and then I'll click, and then it'll kind of be like you doing it. Ready? Tell me to go.
Danny, I lost sound on you.
Oh, okay. All right.
If you got him.
All right, hit the wheel.
Okay,
go.
I'm gonna hit it.
Oh yeah.
The wheel of grievances, right, round and round she goes, and you got no Cubs convention for 2027.
What I didn't realize was how much I loved CubsCon when I went to my first one.
Well, you got first of all, hold on. Let me. I don't know why you can't hear me, Carly. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Okay.
I can't hear at all. Okay. I have no idea.
Well, will you explain the bitch clock?
Can you hear me?
I can, Crawl. Yeah.
Okay, good. So with this bitch clock, you have, 1 minute to
30 seconds.
30 seconds to have your big complaint about there being no CubsCon in 2027.
Are you ready?
Easiest thing for me, pitch clock starting.
Pitch clock, you have 30 seconds.
Not having the fans be able to get together in one cohesive, well put together and organized event as it always has been in the past. From that said, my first CubsCon, I was like, holy shit, what an experience. Not only to get to interact with the players, but really the fans and the community is just a sight to see and beloved to me. And the fact that they had to cancel it likely because there's going to be some sort of in the air lockout, what all you could say about that. It makes sense, but it sucks.
Stop your bitching.
I'm clear. I got clocked. I can't. Did I mute you?
I don't know.
What the hell's going on here?
I'm definitely a mutable character amongst the Cubs community.
Browser based. I don't know, guys. I apologize. I should have had the full setup.
No, I can hear you, so that's good. And Crawley can hear you, so
I'm gonna exit and come back. Hold on. I'm gonna do the whole let's power cycle this thing.
that sounds good.
I will tell you though, Danny.
I knew you want to bitch about this.
Well, here's the thing: is that I understand with the current players, right? But that doesn't mean you couldn't put something together. And I know this is going to come down to you and I doing something again, the unconventional part 2, because you could do something, and it doesn't have to. You can think outside the box. I know that phrase has been beaten to death. But you can say, okay, we can't have a Cubs Con as we've traditionally had it, but let's do something different, And I don't know if alumni players would not show up out of solidarity or something with current players. But I mean, I've gone to 26 straight Cubs conventions, and this is that's my jam. That is my jam. I love Cubs Con. Honestly, it is the event, the winter time, that I just love the most. How much fun we have there. Danny, how many times have we sang songs at Harry Karaoke, opening ceremonies, ordering the pizza before the whole thing kicks off? I mean, it is my happiest moment, and they're going to take it away from me, and it just fucking pisses me off.
Yeah, it really does suck. And Mahoney, can you hear me now?
Loud and clear, man. Yeah. I was on wrong browser choice earlier.
No, and I agree, because you mentioned before we even when you first came on about the Cubs community, how supportive everybody is, how everybody's kind of like a big family, and that more so than seeing the players, which big freaking deal. You see players all the time. I like seeing, but who I really like to see is all of us, and hanging out with the people that I've met over the bunch of years that we've been going to all these games, and the whole Wrigley Cubs community, people and the Cubs have a diaspora all over the country, all over the world, and so to be able to commune with those people, and we're going to do it anyway. Regardless, we're doing something. Yeah. But
we've done it before. We'll do it again. I mean, it's just a matter of, I just think that, I know it sounds weird. If you're not a Cubs Con fanatic, it's bizarre, but there's nothing more fun than literally sitting in the lobby and drinking a beer with John Lieber. It just is. It's just a bizarre ass situation, but I just have stories upon stories about Cubs Con, and just we lost a couple because of COVID and the pandemic and all that shit. And now to lose another one for literally nothing more than just MLB needs to get it together. They need to get it together, and they need to say, hey, you know what? We recognize how strong and powerful baseball is. People are tuning in. And I have a friend that's like, he's a basketball guy. He's a basketball coach. He's like, you know what? Ever since they made those changes, I can sit through a basketball game now, or baseball game, and I'm not bored. He's not a natural baseball fan, but it's no longer 3.5 hours of watching guys scratch their crotch and spit all the time. It's actually the game is moving, the pace is moving. It's fun. It's an enjoyable product, and they're just going to kill the momentum. And that's the worst thing. It's a self-inflicted wound here.
Yeah, brutal. It does. It blows that the little things that are taken away because of the business side is never cool, in my eyes. And
it's not fan friendly, that's for sure.
Right. And what Crawley was just saying, the momentum that's been built in the game, and even just in our realm, right, within Wrigley, and how awesome things have been, and not so good, but we're on the ride together. And it just is one of those things where I've spent a lot of times in Shula's, and you get to yuck it up with a lot of different types of folks. And I will miss that. It's not only the people that you see regularly or hear or talk to, it's the people coming from everywhere. Mm-hmm. So I think that's what I think we're going to miss the most. And it just sucks. And I hate to say it, it's the nature of things, but it's
especially, can you imagine if we win the World Series and have nowhere to celebrate it together? It's like, what the hell?
Keep in mind this is not 1994 when Danny, I know you and I were in high school and shit like that. This ain't that, man. These kids and other people have a lot of other choices that if you sit there and you say this isn't an option, they're going to move on. And you may lose part of the audience. That's again, when Danny and Mahoney, you look like a young man. But old guys like us, when we were growing up, there was 3 channels, 4 if you count Channel 9. And that was it. You didn't have all the options that you do now. And that's why TV revenues are going down. That's why, attendance is going down in certain places. It's never going to be what it was in the 80s or 90s when you talk about big money and TV deals and that kind of stuff. But if you lose what you've built over the last 3 years, I don't know how much baseball is going to be able to come back for that. And that makes me worried.
Right. Put you back 10, 15.
So I think we should bitch about something else because there's plenty on the bitch clock. But Mahoney, would you like to take another spin of the wheel of grievances? And And now you see how it works, that you have a 30-second clock and you have to bitch during. So you can bitch longer on your own time if you'd like, though. There's no.
That's fair. I want 30 seconds. Keep it tight.
Yeah, exactly.
I could do an hour on bitch clocking about CubsCon being canceled.
I know. I was like, oh man, thank God Crawley didn't get that. We'd have to it'd be like a Jerry Lewis telethon. All right, here we go. I'm spinning the wheel of grievances. Let's see what we get this time. And oh no, we can't do this again. Yeah, all right.
Just kind of roll it again.
Over the same stuff.
It's basically the same thing. Yeah. So I'm gonna spin it again. Here we go. And the wheel of grievances has come on. Oh, White Sox fans enjoying the season. The White Sox fans enjoying the season. Are you ready?
I am. This is great.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
All right. White Sox fans enjoying the season. It is a double-edged sword for me. I like to see better baseball in Chicago. However, my father is a Southsider, as am I, but a giant diehard White Sox fan. And the fact that when their team is good, you receive more jabs about yours. When they're not so good, you don't hear as much. It's not so much the team that I hate, it's the fans that I can't stand. And I love a lot of them. They're my family, but that's how it is.
Stop your bitching.
I also have Sox fans family, and it's true. It's like I hear when the Cubs are doing shitty, I hear about it all the time. It's like, hey, how's the basement doing for you? I'm like, the Sox are. And they're just happy they're at they're 500, which they haven't been for years. But I totally agree. Crawley and I know we grew up in the same area in the northwest suburbs, and it was like, it was like a religion. What religion are you?
There were fist fights. There were fist fights in the schoolyard over Cub Sox.
I believe it. Yeah, I mean, I'm not that much younger, believe it or not.
No,
I shaved earlier today,
Yeah.
but honest to
You
God,
look good, Mahoney.
it was very much I'm from Mount Greenwood originally, grew up in Orland Park.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
got
Sox
drafted by the
territory.
Cubs, Sox territory. My dad tried to bring me along, couldn't do it. Played Cubs in Little League, went to Wrigley because my grandpa had season tickets, and that's it. It's too easy for me.
Yeah,
but you're fighting an uphill battle, and then I just gravitated more and more to the north, and now I live on the northwest side, which is still there's a lot of contention, but it is what it is, and that's a 2 baseball teams.
How about a Cubs Sox World Series? I mean, we're both making the playoffs if the season ended today. In fact, I think the White Sox get a bye somehow because they
get a bye. Yeah,
the AL is poverty.
Wow, I mean that's insane. The fact that they would get a bye if it ended today, I would take it because I'm sick of talking about the what ifs too. Let's see what happens. Like
the Red Line series, that would be.
It would be fun.
The last time the Cubs and the Sox played in the World Series, there was no red line.
1906.
It was like a horse-drawn the horse-drawn carriage Wells Fargo wagon series is what they
1906 World Series. White Sox win it, but people do think that the Cubs threw the series.
Yeah. No, and didn't they think that the 1919 White Sox got the idea to throw the series from the 1918 Cubs, who actually threw the series. And that's why the Red Sox won their last one.
1906 is really the one that people are like, that Cubs team was ridiculous. And then they won it in 07 and 08. But 1906 was the only time the Cubs faced the White Sox in the World Series. And when you talk about that era with the gangsters and stuff, especially the prohibition kind of stuff and the gambling, yeah, it was, and those guys weren't making shit back then either.
Yeah. What swept under the journalistic rugs at the time too, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like there's people are in the pockets all over the place. Boys, thanks for letting me spin the wheel. I think my aunt is here. Honest to God. She's a Cubs fan.
Is she Chicago party aunt?
Yeah, one of them. One of them for sure.
It seems like you would be the nephew of Chicago party aunt. Would be my guess.
I'm so glad I clicked on that. I'm like, what's the wheel? Let's do this.
Yeah, well, we'll have to have you on. Sometime spin the wheel in the future. There's hopefully less to bitch about this year than other years, but it's nice to meet you on this show.
For sure, absolutely. You guys, I'm huge fans, have been, of both of you, literally probably since I've been in like social media, right? So it's fun to get involved. I love being the welcoming aspect of it all. And I can't wait to see you all dudes in person. And
yeah, man.
Go Cubs.
Let's do it.
Go Cubs.
All right, go Cubs.
All right, boys. I'll see you soon.
Later, brother. Later. And let's bring on another grievancer. And that's Mr. Fourth Row, Artie Boucher. How the hell are you, Artie?
I'm doing okay. What a wild start there using that term grievancer. Consider what I've been through the last 2 months or so. But
Artie, I got to ask you a quick question, Artie. And I saw this the other day, and you're the first person I thought of. You guys know I love going to my autograph shows and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. I don't know if you saw this viral video clip from the National with Ric Flair. Somebody like made some Rolex. Yeah, the Rolex watch. Did you see that?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, it was something I guess it was great. Something that I guess he had to sell off or lost or whatever, and a fan basically replaced it for him. I mean, and he was moved. It's great to see that kind of fandom. So fandom is in all kinds of different genres like that. So
yeah, and I don't know if you saw today that the Chicago Sports Spectacular, because it's gotten so big, there's a whole new subgroup of people that are looking for it's called like the Hollywood event or something. They're adding it. So this is going to be on the second floor of the Rosemont. So it's basically going to be actors and actresses, because it's become like a bigger part, like non-sports guys, but people who want autographs from, say, celebrities. Like, I know Tara Reid was in there in November, and there was this bizarre story involving that, but it's kind of interesting when you kind of take a look at it.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea. It's just basically making a pop culture part of adding the spectacular.
That's the thing, is people be like, why are you inviting Tara Reid to the Sports Spectacular? Why are you inviting some of these people like Sean Austin? That you can kind of get from Rudy, right? Like Rudy, okay, so people do the Rudy things and stuff like that. But there's just other actors and stuff that have been like invited to these. Barbara Eden from I Dream of Jeannie, and it's like, why is she at the Sports Spectacular? So the fact that they're kind of adding to it and making its own thing, I think, is kind of cool.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I mean, hey, if you can do it, why not do it?
Yeah, it's fun.
So, Artie, are you ready to bitch?
I will try my best.
It's when it comes to bitching, that's all you can really do is try your best to bitch as well as you possibly can. I will share the wheel of grievances, and just say go when you're ready for me to spin the wheel.
All right, let's go.
All right, let's see what you get. Oh, I'm excited. This is fun. We should do this after every Cubs loss. Oh, bad trade deadline acquisitions.
Ooh,
I don't even know if that's how you feel about it.
Jeez, when I get my turn at the bitch clock, I'm going to get something dumb like lockouts or blackouts. I mean, all the good ones are getting taken.
Well, you're next. You got to go at some point, Crawley. So here we go. Oh, wait. I got to rewind and
Bitch clock, you have 30 seconds to bitch.
All right. Not only are bad trade acquisitions can be what players that are acquired and what timing it is. I think most importantly is timing. So if you wait till the very, very end and then just get something in just so that you can say that you did a trade, that's probably the worst that you can possibly do when it comes to the trade deadline and trade acquisitions.
Nice. Yeah, I always think of Michael Soroka as
right.
being a bad trade deadline episode. This year they're trying. Gausman maybe left in there a little too long today. Maybe Craig didn't know how to use him. Was not impressed by who's the other guy? Clay Holmes. We'll see. He's coming off IL.
He's coming off IL, yeah.
Right. Zephyr Johns kind of sucks so far. So he has. I mean, I hate to.
There's no doubt. It's just when you take a look at it. Okay, two things got to happen when you talk about a trade. You have to have something somebody wants, right?
Right.
And they have to be you have to be willing to kind of pull the trigger. I think with what the Cubs had, this has by far been one of Jed's strongest trade deadline moves. And again, sometimes the right moves don't work out. Like Soroka, you look at the year that he had to start this year, how good he was. Like he just wasn't healthy as far as when the Cubs had him, not healthy enough. I think not putting Javier Assad on the NLDS lineup was a big mistake, and sticking with Soroka. But Zephyr John and you take a look at all these guys that they got. I think that there was a lot of good moves made. Now it doesn't mean it's going to pay off, but you can't argue that when the move was made, it wasn't the right move. I don't think that there was anything that I really would bitch about as far as the moves made.
Artie, we've got a comment in the chat here from Rogue Wave Creative asking you to play the piano in the background in that stylish studio that you're in.
Oh, I know I can play the McDonald's jingle, the old one where it's da 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 at McDonald's. I know I can do that. That's about it.
I thought you were gonna just go ba da ba ba da. It's like 5 notes.
Yeah, that's much newer than the one I know.
Yeah, that was da 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 da. That one and also whoops and also fries. I remember that. And I will eat the fries myself and not give any to my dumb brother. Do you remember that commercial?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You just jogged something loose in the recesses of my mind.
And then there was the McDonald's piano playing Mac. Mac the Night.
Yeah, that was a big one. It had like the big moon shaped head.
Uh-huh.
Yep.
Yeah. Now I'm going to disagree with Everett. I mean, Taylor hasn't done much. The one thing that he has done is let PCA get a breather. This kid was literally playing every single day, every single game on the field. And that's something that, may not show up in stats, but to just let PCA kind of get off his feet. And are you going to lose something? Yeah. But is it devastating? I mean, this is just a really good guy that can sit there, and I think it was a good move. And again, he's not an everyday player; he's a backup, and that sometimes you need guys to fill that role. He's not meant to be, a massive power bat that you acquired at the deadline. That's not what he is. But to give PCA that time off, to me, I think is going to pay dividends in October.
Yeah, no, the massive power bat that would be who's that guy we got from the Astros? Isaac Paredes. That would be a bad trade deadline acquisition. Our massive power bat that can only hit the ball in one place.
But you take a look at what everything going down with Alex Bregman, and here's the thing. And I've said this before, and I don't know why it is. A lot of times when the Cubs get free agents, the first half sucks. And I don't know if it's the weather. I don't know if it's the wind. I don't know if it's the day games. I don't know why guys, when they first come here, suck. It takes them at least half a year to a season to actually start doing well. And if Alex Bregman,
that might be the truth. That might be the truth with a lot of guys. It changes scene. It's just like hard to adjust. Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sure if it happens to other teams too.
I don't think it does as much as it does to Wrigley, because Wrigley is different in the day games, in that kind of stuff. And so I would say more than anything, if Alex Bregman could be what we were hoping he would be, that's like picking up a huge bat at the deadline,
Yeah.
And so his July has been incredible. And that's now, again, he's not a power guy. Like he's not like a guy I would ever put in like ever and say like a number 4 guy, but he's still a really, when he's good, he can make a difference in this lineup. And you've seen it the last couple weeks.
You'll also see Taylor platooning with Hap because
Which
has been absolute dog shit against specifically against lefties. Yeah.
But he had a good birthday.
Yeah. It was birthday. It was today or yesterday?
Yesterday.
So I want to bring another longtime ranter and expert bitcher for the bitch clock. Boomer Bill.
Hey, he's in the car.
Hey, gentlemen, you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're in your caroling chair, I see.
In the caroling chair, 8 devices. Only my iPad was able to get on this thing when I eventually found the link.
Well, I'm glad you're here because you could school all of us really on the art of bitching, and I feel like we should give you a spin of the wheel of grievances. And are you ready to spin it?
Yeah. What do I do?
Nothing. Just sit there and
fine.
say,
Say spin it.
Are you ready for me to spin it? I should say.
Yes.
Okay. All right. You are gonna land on. This game, which I'll let you do with that what you want. I think it was in reference to today, but it doesn't have to be in reference to today. If you'd rather bitch about whatever you want.
No, I'm quite pissed about today's game. So this is
perfect. Good, perfect. Then I'm glad you landed on it. Then all right. Here we go.
Bitch clock, you have 30 seconds to bitch.
Cavalli? What the fuck's a Cavalli? Sit your ass down, boy. You're a fucking second rate. You're barely out of minor league, and you're going to come up and have every Cubs hitter watch all your curveballs and stuff. Why can no one on this team take a look at a couple pitches and figure out how to foul the fucker off until you get a pitch you can hit? And when you get a pitch you should hit the fucking ball. Jesus Christ. Also, Gausman, blow me.
Stop your bitching.
The other thing about Cade Cavalli that's, he's a two-way player. He's listed as like a first baseman too.
Yeah,
he's
first
listed
baseman and an asshole.
And first and third baseman and starting pitcher. He's got a register of batting. He's got 10 at bats for DC. I don't know if they're going to use him in the Ohtani way, but yeah, Cade Cavalli.
But see, this is why pitchers should get to bat, so to have a chance to drill that fucker in the back.
Well, the 2 days in a row, right, with these young Nationals pitchers, Cade Cavalli's, this is his second year. And I believe, who was the guy yesterday that was from the Chicago suburbs, whatever that dude's name was?
Yeah, I mean, they got a lot of young talent. I'm telling you.
Man, if they had a bullpen at all, they would at least make the playoffs.
Yeah.
They scored more runs than anybody.
And maybe find out who their pitching coach is. And, hey, you want to do an internship in Chicago?
Shit.
Yeah. Well, really, their hitting coach is really what we need. Although we are neck and neck with runs scored with the Washington Nationals this year. So, these were two pretty potent offenses, and we almost got no hit today. So,
I don't know. When you look at the alleged talent, right, Washington shouldn't even be allowed in the stadium, just like the Brewers, right? The talent level should give more consistent results. And yes, we're doing well, but my whole fear is that we're going to face 3 dudes we've never seen in the wild card game and go home early and ruin my winter.
Well, at least I think in the wild card game, when you're actually facing those teams that are going to make the playoffs, we probably will have seen those pitchers and have some sort of book on them. It felt like because that rookie yesterday was Walker strikeout with that guy. And the Cubs didn't seem to have much of a game plan on him because they struck out a bunch. And then today it was
well, hold on. They were able to get long drawn out at bats, and that kid ran out of gas early.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
He ran out.
Yeah.
You saw him. He was
Well,
gassed.
He walked everybody. He threw a bunch of pitches. You know,
Right. So you take pitches. You don't sit there and they're not
Cavalli,
swinging
though,
at it like a
just- I mean,
mosquito.
he just shredded. I have not seen the Cubs look as bad as they looked on offense in a game this season, like today.
I'm just telling
One
you,
hit.
right? I'm telling you that kid had no hit stuff today, and with no hit, when you have a guy get a no hitter, a lot of things have to go your way, and sometimes you need that phenomenal defensive play. And Danny, I think you brought it up earlier. If they have a different left fielder, maybe that play is made, and
Right,
that's no hitter.
I was actually pissed that that ball dropped in because I actually wanted the no hitter.
Yeah.
Just because that's how good he was today.
Yeah. And it's definitely bitch worthy when it happens to your team.
Yes.
And
the fact that there was like maybe 4,000 people that actually got to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. They were chanting. They were singing some song after the Nationals won too. Or after they scored, I mean. They were singing some song, some national scoring song.
On the red line early.
Let's go to Walgreens.
Yeah.
Celebrate.
So I say we take another spin of it. Artie, are you up for another spin? And Bill, are you up for another spin, or you got to be somewhere?
Well, the coffin isn't ordered yet, so I think I'm good.
and just so you guys know, if it was the postseason, if the season ended today, it would be, from the way I'm looking at this math wise, it would be a rematch of last year's postseason.
Us and the Padres?
Yeah. Padres are a game up on are 65 and 57. They're right behind us. So it would be the top two seeds would get buys. So right now, as of today, actually, this gets crazy because Dodgers and Atlanta are tied. So the Brewers and then whoever would finish with the best record between those two teams. And then let's say Atlanta hypothetically would then take on Arizona, and then the Cubs would take on the Padres in Chicago.
And you know the Padres want revenge from last.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, they definitely want revenge. They'll come
So did we
prepared.
for 84.
Yeah, and we got it, and now we're gonna need revenge for 2026.
Revenge. I was listening to the Penguins imprints ad. I was listening to the Penguins imprint ad, and it mentioned Ron Say in the commercial. There's Ron Say is signing in Ohio, and I'm sending something out to him. So good old Ron Say when we're talking about 84. And Bill Goldberg's going to be there, Mr. Third Row, Artie.
All right.
So
he's next.
What's the 1984 lovable reunion duo? Like if they did their own Steve Trout and
Sutcliffe?
I would say
and the My Pillow guy.
No, Sutcliffe would be
Sutcliffe, yeah.
Sutcliffe would be brilliant. Smith, Lee, not a podcast type of guy. I would say definitely Dernier's good, but I would say unfortunately with Sandberg and Sutcliffe would have been a great podcast. It would have been a great podcast. They were hilarious together. But Sutcliffe would definitely have to be on it.
Somebody needs to produce that show though. And all right, cool. I'm gonna spin the wheel again. And this one will be Artie's. You and I haven't taken a turn yet, Carl. It's because we've had all these guests on. This is awesome. We should really do this on the regs. Twinkle D.
Oh, God.
And Twinkle Dumb.
That was made for Crawley.
Crawley, you want to take it?
No, go ahead.
Oh, no, you can't. Yeah, I mean, I know you're chomping at it.
Well, we can bitch about Twinkle D and Twinkle Dumb on our own time. In the meantime,
30 seconds to bitch.
So Twinkle D and Twinkle Dumb, I just love this whole thing because it's actually a paradox because I just love that it was misspoken, mistyped, and I think Carol would be so pissed off that his reference was misused, but in a case it actually kind of worked out, and I just really feel that it was a great call out and actually put him out there, and now they're getting their receipts.
I love that you were wondering what Lewis Carroll would have thought about it.
Whereas I'm sitting here, is Lewis Carroll has to be an author behind
It took me a moment. I was like,
Fairy
Carol
Tale.
who? Carol O'Connor? I'm like,
Can you take a look right there? Guy Sirius has something in the chat. Put that up there really
yeah, he
quick.
says Bob Dernier is awesome and full of great stories. That's
so just so you guys know, I've gotten involved with a group called SOAR, and they are going to be having a golf outing the Monday after the Cubs Hall of Fame ceremonies for Jody Davis. And so this is a group that sponsors outings for veterans so they get out of the house. And so if you want to get a golf foursome, a Ranter golf foursome, to do that, it's in Arlington Heights on Monday. I want to say the 31st.
Ooh, hometown.
After that Sunday game, you can do all sorts of foursomes, and Bobby D's going to be there. Ray Burris is going to be there. Jody Davis is going to be there. Fergie Jenkins is going to be there. So if you're like Guy Serious, Bob Denier is awesome and full of good stories. If you want to kind of take part in that and it's for a great cause, let me know and I can get you the information.
Nice. Dude, that sounds awesome.
Don't they do that like every few years or every year?
This is the first time they're doing it. This thing. It's to benefit SOAR, SOAR.
There was another golf outing that
Yeah.
for Club 400.
Okay.
Yeah.
We did that one time for the 84 reunion, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So I think, these guys love playing golf. They love telling stories. It's going to be a good time.
So, Bill, you're in the bitching chair and the caroling chair. It really doubles as both.
Yeah, my wife would confer.
All right. I got to reshare this real quick. All right. I'm glad we're knocking some of these off because there are way too many things to bitch about on here, and I'm sure we'll think of more. So I'm going to give it a spin. Oh, wait, you can't see that, can you?
No, it sounds like my wife's talking.
All right, here we go. It's on. I already spent it. Mild Jardinera. Mild Jardinera is your topic. Not baseball related unless you can somehow make it that way.
Bitch
You ready?
clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
Mild Jardinera sounds like a goddamn social disease. Yeah, honey, I don't know how you got mild Jardinera. It wasn't from me. I swear she said just put the tip in. So, I think Jardinera is like the shit you put on pizza if you want to ruin the flavor, right? And
something like that.
One time I forgot to actually order that or forgot to get Lou's not to put it on, and it ruined my Mike's Hot Honey Pizza. So mild Jardinera, use a condom.
Yeah, get some penicillin, clear that right up. I accidentally bought mild Jardinera. It was, when they have the mild right next to the hot, and then like somebody
I actually didn't think it came in mild, to be honest, because that was a spicy pizza.
Yeah, it does, and even the mild got a little spice. It's literally peppers. I mean, it literally tastes like spice. But
they don't have those in Indiana. Plus, I'm white, right? So I don't have any spice tolerance.
So, Crawley, why don't you take a spin of the bitch clock here?
I'm just glad I didn't get mild Jardinera. That's the first one I didn't want to chomp at the bit at.
I'm sure you'll get a good one here. Can you see that? You can't, right? All right.
I'll just take your word for it.
There we go. Here we go. Now you can see that, right?
Yep.
All right. Spinning it away. And you have received. Oh, yes. 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 Crawley made the bitch clock. And Crawley is the bitch clock Wheel of Grievance topic. Thank you, Carrie, for adding him last minute.
This is going to be like a Bob Dole moment.
Oh, my dear.
He's having a stroke.
Oh, my goodness.
I'm not going to give you any time to think.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
I'm sick and tired of that damn Crawley everywhere I go. All that guy ever tries to do is get on TV. He's never seen a camera that he has not loved. And who needs to see the pictures with all the players? No one gives a shit, dude. Just sit there. You're an old guy. Retire from social media. No one gives a shit about what you have to say or what you have to think. You're wrong. You never complain about everything. You're in bed with the Cubs and they give you everything you want. You're a little baby. And go fuck yourself, Crawley and Eric Wheelo.
Yes,
I
Brilliant.
You stuck the landing too. That was beautiful.
I was like, oh, I'm going. Oh, he's got to get Wheelo in there. Got to get Wheelo in there.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
fuck
yes.
Eric Wheelo indeed. No, that was great. I always want to make fun of you every time like a guy like hits a home run in the game, and then here comes Crawley's picture of him with that guy. And I always want to comment. And I did a few times, just being like, "Oh yeah, I'm sure he hit that home run because you took a picture with him." You're the lucky charm there, buddy. 2 years ago at spring training,
it's the Cubs. He's the Cubs baseball magic.
They don't have a home run celebration thing, right? So we can just get a cardboard cutout of Crawley, and they could do that.
Yeah,
like I'm just like this, and when they come into the dugout, they can just all be high-fiving me.
Yeah.
Yep. Do you remember in COVID when all the fans, or not, we didn't get it, but many fans of other teams got to do the cardboard cutout thing where you paid money? I was so sad we didn't get to do it. They're like, nah. I'm surprised that Ricketts would leave money on the table like that. But anyway, let's. I guess it's my turn. I haven't gone yet, so I'm gonna spin my own wheel, just like Crawley bitched about himself.
Hope my name doesn't pop up there.
I don't think you're on the. We'll have to add you. Oh, all right. Cubs fans not having each other's backs. Oh, I like this one because this one. All right, this one's good. All right, here I go.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
This one ties in with Cubs influencers, or these Johnny-come-latelys that like roll into Wrigley Field and thinks everybody's got to automatically love them because they have a camera and opinion about the Cubs. Nobody gives a fuck about what any of you Johnny-come-latelys say because you haven't been around here. You haven't been hanging out. You haven't been making friends with the people here. And the way you make a name for yourself is by bitching about Bleacher Jeff, by bitching about me, by bitching about Crawley and the other people that have been around. Fuck you. Go eat a bag of hot dicks and some mild jardinera up your ass.
Preach.
Yeah, amen.
So, yeah, there's this, and there's another category in this bitch clock or in the Wheel of Grievances that's Cubs influencers. And, when we started doing our Cubs influencing, that was not a word. There was no such thing as being an influencer. We were just people who liked the Cubs, wanted to talk about the Cubs. The internet existed. I knew how to make a podcast, so we made one.
Plus, you had a job.
Well, I had no job, which is why I had all this time to do this.
Yeah, I don't even know when those things became like things, like influencer and content creators and this and that. And it's
when did it change from paid spokesperson?
Well, because you can't let 13-year-olds with makeup like rabbits being tested. They can't do the paid influencer person.
It's like Danny says, it is bizarre because if social media ended tomorrow, my life wouldn't change at all other than I would just kind of be bitching into the ether. Like I would just, that used to be the thing is like, I would sit there, I'd watch a game and I'd be like yelling at my wife, can you believe Carlos Marmol just walked the bases loaded? And she's like, I don't care. So I know what to really kind of do that too. There was no, you know what I mean? So all of a sudden I'm like on Twitter and that's, and I used to blog a lot, you know what I mean? So it's like that's how I started. And it's funny because I was I'm in this group right now that everyone's like, well, tell us about your first, when did you start content creating? And I'm like, 2001, 2002. It was called a blog. And they're all like, what is this blog thing you speak of? It's like when you see like those reels of kids trying to use rotary phones and having no clue how to do it. And that's just what we did. But again, I will, if all of a sudden you told me, Crawley, we're going to pay for you to be a Yankees reporter on social media, I had no interest in doing that. I don't care. I don't care if I was the biggest Yankees influencer. It wouldn't be something I'd want to do. I have no passion for it. I wouldn't give a shit. I literally would be like, no, it's not my thing. And so I think, to me, when I think about these so-called influencers or whatever you want to call them, they're just people that want to be seen and known and get likes and clicks and all that shit and have some company have some company pay for them to go to sporting events, which great gig if you can have it. But I mean, just to sit there and say like, I don't know. I've always just cared more about the team than anything, more than anything. And I don't care if you told me, hey, Crawley, the Cubs win a World Series, but all your social media gets wiped the next day. I'd take it. I would take it in a heartbeat.
I think my biggest thing is I don't really care if you're trying to get a job talking about the Cubs or whatever. That's not a big deal to me. If you want to make a podcast, but by all means, do whatever the fuck you want. Join the 50 other podcasts that we have. It's awesome. No, I think it's great. There's millions of people. We don't need to be territory about any of this shit if we don't want to. But that's my issue, is that people come through and they have no respect for anything that's going on. They have no respect for the people that are around, and they have no interest in being friends with everybody. And that's kind of what our whole thing has always been, which is, as welcoming as you can be. Although, things have gotten politically a little bit hairy in the country and thus within the Cubs fandom. But still, I think the general vibe is, Cubs fans, and when you're a fan, you do support each other. You're supporting the team, and we pull together as opposed to trying to make a name for yourself by dogging a guy who's just out there living his life. Like people dogging you, people dogging me to make a name for themselves. That's not the way. Just talk about the Cubs and be cool, and people will gravitate towards you.
And again, be cool to all Cub fans. Like, don't be that person that just says, "Oh, I want to meet Danny Rocket and just talk to him." Like if you know what I mean, if all of a sudden Bill Shugas is at the game, talk to Bill as a Cub fan is the same way as you would talk to Danny.
Yeah, people try to star fuck you a little bit. Yeah,
and so that's the thing. I think more than
you're
anything,
on top. God damn it!
I mean, you see it all the time. I mean, just I see it even with Bleacher Jeff. Like, people will just like turn their back to you because they want a picture with Bleacher Jeff, or something like that, because they put him on TV all the time. So some kid wants, not a kid. Like I'm not gonna bitch about a kid, but anyway, we should do at least a couple more bitch clock spins, I think, before we spend the entire time bitching about the Johnny Come Lately influencers are just in it for a grift. Frankly, like I would think that they wouldn't give a shit whether they were Cubs influencers, Sox influencers, or Bulls influencers, or Cleveland Guardians influencers. They don't care.
I still, somebody asks, who are some Cub influencers, whatever that means, that you guys can't stand. It's not that I can't stand them, but like certain things like the Bree Delios of the world. And look, she's making a career. I'll put a name out there. She's making a career for herself. Great. But let's be honest on what all that is. You know what I mean? It's like, come on. I don't know. To me, I just kind of look at that sometimes. I'm like, okay, whatever,
Yeah.
It's okay. Now I'm in Boston. Now I'm in this, and she gets flown everywhere. And if you can do that, congratulations, man. But I know a lot of fans that are just diehards, right? And they don't get the recognition. I've known people. When you talk about people that create things, how many years has Randall J. Sanders done just phenomenal creative fucking things? Like Danny, that's what first got me hooked on Danny Rocket, is just like, wow, look at what this guy creates. It really is something separate from everything else. And so there's certain people that I just sit there and I'm like, okay, congratulations. You're an attractive young girl, young woman, whatever. But like, what do you really bring into the table, man?
Right.
That's kind of what I kind of look at, I guess.
Mild Jardinera.
Exactly. But I do like what Rogue Wave Creative says, where he says no social media would be a drunk guy at the end of the bar talking to himself, which is how I got started. Is I just got bored talking to myself.
This is just an extension. This is just an extension of that. So all right, this will be an all skate, everyone skate. Why don't we decide who's going to take it after I spin it?
All right.
And once again, you can join. I have shared the link in the chat. If you would like to come on and bitch, you're more than welcome to. You can come and you'll join us on the show. Okay. We have Rossi got fired. Who wants to take this one? Anybody have an opinion here? I kind of do. I mean, to be honest.
Go for it. Then you take it.
Right. Yeah, take it.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
It was never exactly David Ross's fault of everything that went wrong in that period of time. He wasn't really given a team to win with in the first place, and he had to deal with COVID in his first year, and that all was just kind of crazy. And he was just kind of got some bad luck on the entire situation. But my bigger problem is firing him for Craig Counsell, because we steal the Brewers manager, and they continue to beat us anyway. It obviously did not matter. Ratface was not the game changer that he thinks that everybody thought he was, and he's a turncoat on the entire state of Wisconsin and city of Milwaukee. Traitor. He's a traitor to those people.
I love him because he makes Eric Wheelo mad, but I will tell you this. If you listen,
quality.
If you been listening to the Lovable Reunion podcast, I always think it's a mistake to just hand somebody the managerial job that's never done it. I mean, you wouldn't just hand the keys to a 747 to a stewardess just because she's been on an airplane a whole bunch. That to me doesn't make sense. And when you listen to Joe Madden and literally this guy literally used to just be traveling to minor league affiliates and raking fields and shit. Like Sandberg did that, and that didn't even make him a great manager. But Sandberg was riding the bus, raking the fields, throwing the fungos. To just sit there and take not only a organization like the Cubs, which is one of the premier organizations. I mean, it's bad enough. You see what happened, that fucking mess in San Francisco that Buster Posey's got to have to own right now. It's just a stupid idea. You can't just take somebody off the street and say you'd be a good manager. You better have something more. And I just feel like that of any time, if you're going to make mistakes, do it in the minors. You make mistakes in the majors. Good luck on that, man. You could lose a locker room. There's a lot of shit that can happen. I just don't think it's a good idea. I don't think Aaron Boone's a good manager in New York. I don't think, obviously, that San Francisco thing was a shit show. And David Ross said on himself on the Lovable Reunion podcast that he wishes he would have had more experience before going into it. He said it himself.
The hire to me was like a fan service hire. I mean, it was just because of 2016, and that just shouldn't be what it should be to hire a manager. You need to.
We all said he was going to be a manager. Catchers make great managers. Everybody's like, David Ross would be a great manager, but maybe he needed just a different path. And then the bad luck with COVID, it really didn't help.
And the other thing that you got, again, I think Ross could have been a good manager with more experience. I think the reason that he was hired, was there a little bit of the 2016 stuff? A little bit. I think a bigger thing is the fact of he wasn't going to push back. He was somebody that had no pushback. So when Jed and Theo or whoever said, here's the starting lineup, David Ross says, okay. Whereas a guy like Joe Madden had kind of the ability to say, that's not what I want to do. I disagree with that. I'm going to put the guys that I think, and he kind of did his own thing. And that's what led to the acrimony between the two parties, between Theo and Joe saying, look, I'm not going to tell you how you do your job. Don't tell me how to do my job. And I think that's where David Ross was a perfect guy, because he's not going to do that. He's going to say, okay, sure. What do you want me to do, boss?
Yeah. And with no experience, they were just, Jed GPT throwing down the lineups, whatever. The AI spit out this guy wipes his butt with his left hand, so make sure you get him in there against the righty, All right. I'm going to spend, why don't we do 2 more spins here? And then we should probably call it, because we've been on the show a long time. It is a Son Ranto show, and we do like going a long time. But I'm so excited that we've gotten so many off of this wheel of grievances here. Runners in scoring position. I guess that means not hitting with runners in scoring position. So who's going to take this one?
I could do it.
All right, Artie. Here we go.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
So the most frustrating things is when we get runners to actually get on base, and then we can't freaking bring them in. That's like just being so excited and then not being able to climax by scoring and getting that run on getting it home. You always, that's the goal. The goal is always to get it home. Hit that and make that runs, because the runs and points matter.
Amen. Let's see. I'm going to look up the Cubs with runners in scoring position and see how terrible they actually are.
How often they fail to climax.
Yeah. They fail to get the mild Jardinera to actually 18th place. They have a 249 batting average, tied with the A's and the Orioles, and they're right around the Tigers, right below the Giants. So they're pretty low. Number one team is the Tampa Bay Rays. That's just batting average, and OPS it's a little higher. So I guess they slug a little bit better, but it's still very average, 13th.
But again, I think that's something that you have to take a look at, say first half versus second half. Are you looking at the season?
That's the whole season, because you can't do an extra filter on where I'm looking on the MLB site. It's not as robust, with their billions of dollars wasn't enough to like make a sortable stat wheel.
Well, if they need more money, just end blackouts. Let people pay money.
Yeah. All right. Let's spin it one more time. And can you see that?
No,
you can't.
No.
I got it. Okay, there we go. All right. Last spin of the night. And we've got Ricketts money.
I'm looking up the runners in scoring position, so someone take it.
Okay. Bill, it's you or me, I think.
That should probably be a you. I'm really trying to stay away from certain subjects. that is one of them.
All right.
Bitch clock. You have 30 seconds to bitch.
The entire Ricketts family they're just a bunch of mega grifting fucks. They made all these billions of dollars, but they can't be satisfied with just that. They've got to control everything. They've got to control the governorship. They probably want the presidency. And part of that is by latching on to whatever fucking like horrible ideology is permeating through the society at this time. Well, guess what? The freaking Republicans right now, they're a bunch of racists, and that's how they galvanized everybody, and the Ricketts went right along with it because they probably make money with everybody that's behind a cell.
So right now I took a look at runners in scoring position, and what I applied was July 1st till present day. And the Cubs are 6th in baseball. 287. They're actually 5th. They're tied with Boston, who's been another hot team. Atlanta's up there. They're in first place. The Rangers, the Padres have come roaring back. They're second since July 1st. Pittsburgh Pirates are number 1 when it comes to runners in scoring position since July 1st.
Wow. Schwarber hit another one in the corn, according to Dominic. So, well, thanks everybody for showing up tonight, especially you, Crawl. You've been on for a long time. I was like, I'll probably go for a little over an hour. We're at $1.42 already.
You gotta, one of those things when you come on the Sonranto show, you just gotta assume it's going to be double whatever time Danny says it's going to be.
Exactly. So I have just some quick announcements. Well, first, Artie, thanks for being here, Mr. Fourth Row. Do you have anything to plug?
I just basically my rest of my stuff, my other life outside of Cubs and work, wrestling. So, Mr. Fourth Row out on the social medias, Rocky Mountain Pro, my other podcast, RMP Radio, doesn't come out, all too often. Usually when we have big events, I release the episode, available everywhere you get your podcasts. So
sick. And you also fill in for us on Cubs Pod too, sometimes when the Cubs play the Rockies.
Yeah.
And, Bill, what are you doing? Plug yourself. Plug yourself.
The only thing which I'd be plugging is a hole in my aorta if I don't get back to the whole food plant-based diet I'm supposed to be eating, and I've fallen off the wagon this year, and weight gain is up, and I'm quite unhappy. But other than that, I'm great.
I'm depressed and I want to die, but other than that, everything's going awesome.
Right, I
Cubs
might
are doing
need
well.
8 pallbearers at this moment, so I still need to get back to Project 6 pallbearers.
Project 6. Well, I'm glad you came on the show today, and it was great to see your face and hang out. Hopefully we get a chance to do that soon. Come to Cincinnati. Get your ass in a car. Drive to Cincy. And Crawley, what are you doing? I saw you drop the link in the chat to the Warriors.
Yeah, if you want to drop that in there, it wouldn't let me do it for some reason. It wouldn't let me put it in the chat. This thing's been weird. It hasn't let me been putting comments in the chat. It's like block or whatever. But this is the warriorsword.org event I was talking about earlier to help veterans that have lost limbs, that have had suicidal ideation, stuff like that. Get them out, get people out and doing fun events. They take the veterans fishing, swimming, or not sailing. They bring them to the different baseball camps, the fantasy camps. So it's a really good organization. 94% of all donations raised go to helping the veterans. So it's a really cool event. And like I said, it's going to be happening the day after. It's the Monday, I want to say August 31st. So the day after the Cubs Hall of Fame ceremony. So we're hoping to get even some more guys into this thing, more for retired Cubs in there. So it's the 31st, the Monday in Arlington Heights. It's going to be a lot of fun. So if you want to come out and meet some of your heroes and golf for a good cause, or you can just do what I do, which is just kind of like, it's a best shot kind of scramble. So you don't even have to be good at golf, like, just putt, whatever. But it's going to be a lot of fun. I'd love to see some ranters out there kind of contributing to this great cause.
Well, thanks for promoting that. That's freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And it does sound like fun. I have this to promote. September 12th, Bleacher Bum Band's playing at Cubby Bear with opening up for Thomas Ian Nicholas Band. So come on out to that. That's going to be a good time. And I don't know what it's going to cost. It's not on their website yet, but it will be, and I'll share that out. But save the date, if you will. And the following weekend, Cincinnati, Binsky's Bar, hanging out with Billy DeVore and the gang and eating diarrhea sauce.
I still, this is a request, and I don't know if you're ever going to do this. I want the Ballad of Billy Cub, and I want to do an interpretive dance to it.
Well, maybe you could do it tonight. I could upload it really quick.
I'm not going to do it right now. I don't have it with me. I was going to talk to Richie OG and see if I can get his bear outfit thing and do some sort of interpretive dance, man. That's just my dream one day.
I also wanted to say this reminded me about songs, but I got the 10 years ago song that is out right now. It's a kind of my feelings, the song I wrote about it being 10 years since the anniversary of winning the 2016 World Series. But also I want to do a video where it's a picture of you 10 years before and now. So something of you at Wrigley Field 10 years ago and something of you at Wrigley Field now. Please send your pictures, the before and afters of to sonranto@gmail.com. And a bunch of people have sent them in. I've got them all cataloged and ready to go. I don't have enough, so keep sending them. But thanks to everybody that did send them. All right, cool. I do have the Ballad of Billy the Cub up, but I do have to also give away the chance postcard, which I've forgot to do. Okay, hold on. I got to remove that. I got all these things in the chat. I'm producing my own show here. Okay, hold on. Share screen. There we go. Boom. All right. Last chance to get in the chance. Here we go. Artie, you could win while being on the show.
That'd be something. Well,
Bill Sugars too.
Bill's in there too.
That'd be something.
Robert, Everett, Dominico.
Yeah. He delivers again.
Yeah. I got a new bitch clock topic.
Yeah, exactly. Dominic always winning. I'll add it to the wheel. But thanks, everybody.
Kidding, Dominic.
Thanks everybody for being here. This was a lot of fun. Congratulations, Dominic. I'm gonna since the corn game is going on, I'm gonna play the video of me when I went to that very field. And well, not that very field because they got a whole brand new field now. But I actually proposed to my wife Nicole there at the Field of Dreams, and I made this little video right before I proposed to her. And Corey Furlong helped me do it. So it's got rancher lore written all over it. And then I'll play the Ballad of Billy Cub just for Crawley. So spagog, y'all, and we'll see you next week.
Spagog.
Spagog.
On the corner of Clark and Addison, I saw a bear-costumed man, a cooler in his paw. I asked him his name and he took off his claw and said, "My name is Billy the Cobb." I noticed a tear in his googly bear eyes. I asked, "What's the matter?" He let out a sigh. The Cubbies' new mascot is some other guy, not me, Billy the Cobb. They called him Clark. They named him Clark. They jumped the shark, left me in the dark, and named him Clark. After all that I've done, the Cubs do this to me. Take pictures with fans for a nominal fee. Have to take off the bear suit when I gotta pee. Everyone loves Billy the Cobb. Now hold on there, Billy, you're not in their plan. You hired that drunk guy who swore at a fan. Named yourself after a goat and a weapon. That's how it goes, Billy the Cobb. They called him Clark. They called him Clark. They named him Clark. They named him Clark. They jumped the shark. The Cubs jumped the shark. Left you in the dark. They left me in the dark and called him Clark. Our singing attracted unusual stares, and I don't usually hang out with guys dressed like bears. So I gave him a hug just to show that I care. Said, "I'm sorry, Billy the Cub." I gave him $1 and bid him adieu. He said, "I'm a bear, not a cub. I know what to do. I'll take my act down to the Lincoln Park Zoo. Or my name's not Billy the Cobb."